Hey everybody, today we're going to go over 2 different ways to customize our fonts on Shopify. If you guys are interested in Shopify, make sure to use our exclusive link down below for a free trial and your first month just for $1. So let's get right into it. Now, as I mentioned before, there are 2 different ways to customize your fonts. Let's start with the easier way first. So all you got to do is go to customize, type in theme settings, and here we can actually modify our colors and different typography. So we can do it for both headings and our body with the sizing and the font that we're going to use. So for example, let's change our font to serif, press select, and as we can see here, all of our headings should have changed their font. Now, if we are happy with that, we can press save, and boom, it's going to be live on our website. And we can do the exact same thing for the body and the different layouts that are available in the default settings. Now, the biggest drawback to this method is that there are limited amount of fonts that are available. So if there is a font that we like, but it's not available, we'll have to go with the second method that we're about to cover here. Now, for this method, we need an either OTF or a TTF file for our font. So if there's a font that we like on the web, we can just type in free fonts and there's going to be a website with like over 1,000 fonts available. I personally really like Guru Babe. So again, I've already downloaded right here, but that's the one I suggest to use. Here's how we implement it into our theme. All we got to do is exit out of there. And first, we're going to make sure it's a file within our Shopify workspace. So you're probably going to actually download a zip file, and within that zip file, you can actually extract either an OTF or a TTF file. That's what we're looking for. Those are the most common ones. And once you do that, all you got to do is implement it within your files and you're going to be ready to go. Now, here's what we do next. We go to online store, go back to your themes, press the 3 dots here, press edit code, and scroll all the way down to assets. Now, once we're in assets, go to base CSS. And what we got to do here is once we scroll all the way down where we can actually modify our code, insert this little piece of code right over here. Now, this is what's going to allow us to modify the code within our theme. Once we press save, we're going to be ready to go. However, as we guys can see here, the URL for this is currently empty. So what we got to do is we got to go back to our files and take the URL from that text code that we've downloaded. So we just got to copy this link, go back to the code. And again, same thing applies here. We go back to assets. From assets, we go to base CSS, scroll all the way down. The piece of code that we have downloaded, just erase these 2 guys over here and insert the line from our file. Now, once that's ready to go, our font should be changed. However, now the important thing here is that it's only going to be changed for those tags that have an H2 asset associated with it. Now, here's how HTML works. There's going to be different heading types that are available for you, ranging from H6 to H5, H4, H3, H2, H1, and they usually range in size. So usually H1 is going to be the biggest and H6 is going to be the smallest. Now, whenever we go into the body of our text, that's usually going to have P associated with it, standing for paragraph. Here's actually the best way you guys can figure out which class your text falls into. So if we go back to our code, which we've saved, and we just go back to our theme, as we should see, if we click on view, our font has been uploaded. However, it's not uploaded for the entire part. What do we do about that? But as I mentioned before, what you guys can do is if we click on inspect, as we can see here, if we click inspect and type in talk about our brand, we can see that it falls under the H2 class here. And we can see how that can differ for different types of text. If we do want to change the body and we want to change something that falls into the P category, all we got to do, go back to our code, go to assets, base CSS, and instead of the H2 there, we got to swap it out for P. Now, if we go back and we check out how it looks like, we're going to see that it looks a little bit different. As you can see here, our text is back to normal, but within your body is going to look a little different. So again, you guys can change it out depending on which class your text is associated in. However, if we want the entire thing to be a certain font, all we got to do is go back to our code, edit, assets, base CSS, scroll all the way down, and instead of having a P or H2, H1, H3 there, we just got to put an asterisk. And that way, when we click save and we go back to your guys' store, we can see that the entire store has changed its font. Thus, you guys can customize how your text looks like in different scenarios. I hope this helped as we uncovered how to customize your Shopify fonts. If you guys are interested in Shopify, make sure to use the link down below for you guys' free trial and your first month for $1. Please make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this.